Well, our viewers are all in on Ukraine. All of us are heartbroken and just shocked as the world watches the war in Ukraine. We came across some smaller moments in the midst of everything that, well, speaks volumes. First, a Ukrainian man is seen doing his best to stop a Russian convoy by standing in front of them as they swerve to avoid hitting him. The whole thing looks like an echo of Tiananmen Square. Next, check out this brave Ukrainian woman who is seen confronting Russian troops on the streets yelling, "What the bleep are you doing in our land with all these guns?" This video has gone viral of rifles being handed out to ordinary citizens who've been asked to take up arms and make Molotov cocktails to defend themselves. And then finally, I know many of you may have seen this. Check out this video of a dad saying goodbye to his daughter. The dad broke down in tears, hugging his little girl who was about to board a bus to get to safety while he stayed behind to fight. That video, and I know a lot of our viewers feel the same way, it went viral yesterday. That video just put things into perspective, the devastation of war. As a father watching that, what goes through your mind?
It's your worst fear, and you think about it all the time, because with when you have rhetoric that just constantly is ramping up, this has been going on. Remember the perfect phone call with the Ukrainian president that Trump had? This is not to bring him in. I could care less about him at this point. But it just shows you how precarious that situation was. Playing around with the defense of Ukraine, and it's kind of like, oh, well, Russia's not going to invade. And here we are. When you play around with people's lives and the rhetoric continues to get amped up to the point where it cannot be pulled back, you get videos like this. And I hope people realize when you start talking about let's go to war and let's bomb them and kill them and they're different than us, that's who you're dropping a bomb on. That little girl in her little pink jacket and her dad. Everybody thinks it's like some group of guys in a bunker somewhere with guns. It's not. It's kids. It's teenagers falling in love for the first time over the summer, and you're taking that from them. So I hope that we're at least aware of what's going on, and we can't lie to ourselves.
Yeah, and a lot of people wrote me and said, why didn't that man go with his family? If you don't know, Ukrainian men 18 to 60 are prohibited from leaving because no one's there to fight. That's it. No one's coming. They're it. That is the last line of defense. So that's why that man wasn't going with his family. I do want to also go back to that woman who confronted the Russian soldier. I want to let you know the context of what she said. She had sunflower seeds in her pocket, and she was giving it to them and said, take these seeds and put them in your pocket so at least sunflowers will grow when you all lie down here. Now, sunflowers is the sign and flower of Ukraine. And so ordinary citizens are standing up to those people saying, get out of our country. That's all they can do. That's all they can do.
Jeff, what are you feeling?
I mean, I think that video that we showed, if we want to show it again, I think visualization is what we need, because this is what life is, right? This is, as a man, me being a man, everyone could look at this differently, but you are trying to get your family to safety, right? While you stay behind and defend your country and where you came from. That's how I try to live my life. And this is the most extreme sense you could even imagine. And I've been using this reference. We just wrap ourselves in this warm little blanket in America. Don't think anybody from the past that did anything to do anything for us, and get on our phone and judge everything that's wrong in the world. When there's really things like this going on in the world that puts things in perspective. Families are dying. That man will be lucky if he sees that little girl again. And that's the reality of what's going on here. But we want to overlook that and talk about everything else that's wrong in our lives. There's tragedy all over the world. And if you open your eyes or go visit it yourself, or go use the YouTube for something positive and see some of this around the world, you have a better perspective and maybe not so judgmental about how your life is going.
Well said. We're all connected. And I think we learned that throughout this pandemic, right? Coronavirus, as horrible as it is, we all were connected. We all experienced the same trauma worldwide. And now more than ever with social media, we didn't have that in World War II and in World War I. So now more than ever, we are connected to the Ukrainians, even to some of the Russian civilians, all the Russian civilians. A lot of the Russian civilians don't agree with this either.
Yeah, they're protesting.
In fact, they're protesting. I think we have B-roll of that. And I think we need to remember that globally, no one is okay with this. This is a threat to democracy. This is a threat to peace. This is something that belongs in the history books. Close that history book. I can't believe we're experiencing this today. Back to that video of that father. Like many of you, visualization ruins you because you can put yourself in that person's shoes. We have a family friend in Ukraine right now, and her uncle is there and the fighting is now in front of their apartment building, so they gave him an AK-47. He had to take his mom, her grandmother, who he takes care of, and wrap her up in a blanket and put her in a subway station. That's the reality, and we need to remember how grateful and lucky we are here, but at the same time, what are we going to do to help these people? It's really hard.